Okay, now beginning with our second video of the same topic, letter writing. Now in the first module, in the first video we have done with informal letters. Now we are moving on to the second part, that is the formal videos. Okay, now here in this thing, formal letters can come under three categories. One is official letters, one is business letters, and one are letters to the newspaper editors. Okay. Now official letters can be of what types of letters can come under. They are basically letters of complaints or request to authorities or officers. Okay. Then business letters, what type of letters come under business category? Business related matters to organizations or to individuals who are engaged in business. Now any type of business, you must be in stationery business or in the sports business or heavy machinery business, and also you are making inquiries or you want to place an order or return an order, something like that way. So those are all business related letters. Then letters to the editors, and basically to newspaper expressing views regarding social issues or drawing attention to a problem. Now whatever social issues that a society, not only what only you personally are going through, no, what the society as a whole is going through, that is social issues. So where many people of that community are facing that problem, those are some of the issues that you can be writing to and informing or writing a letter to the editor, asking him or requesting him to publish this letter, so a wider range of people become aware of that problem. And then if it is and sometimes the local authorities or the local governing bodies may act upon the problems that are faced by the community. So these are the three categories of letters that come under formal letters. Now how do you go about writing a formal letter? Now the format of the formal letter. Now after you have written that practice example, what we have told you to do it from page 166 of the informal letter, then take a new page and then you write formal letter and copy down the format of a formal letter. Now how you can go about writing what are the requirements of a formal letter? Like I just did a margin. Now see, everything is right here at the margin. First, now there are few changes between the format is not the same. There is something additional that you have to be writing in a formal letter when you are drafting a formal letter. First, of course, the sender's address. Second, the date. Third, who is receiving this letter, the receiver's designation and the address. Now he may, like if it is a multinational company may have a purchase department or sales department, marketing department, and so many departments. So if you specify generally to who is this letter addressed to, along with the designation of that person and the address. Then subject, with regard to what matter are you writing this letter, so you have to mention the subject. Now in informal letters you don't have to this is not there at all. Then salutation, you have to dear, to whom you are addressing. The contents, now here also sometimes it can go into paragraphs, not necessary now everything should be short and sweet, everything in one paragraph. No, it can move into 2 or 3 paragraphs depending upon what type of letter you are writing, complaint letter or anything. Then subscription, how you are going to end the letter. Then finally you will end the letter with your signature, then your name, and don't forget to specify the designation also. Sometimes one company writing to another company, you may be holding a post here and you have to mention, because then some names are very common and there could be 3 or 4 people of the under the same name. So you mention your whole, don't just mention only your first name, your full name here, and also the position what you are having in that company. Or so this is how you will go about with writing your this thing. Now your I forgot to close this thing. So this is how you go about writing your the format of a formal letter. So now here we'll move on to the next slide. Here I will show you. Okay, now here this is a sample letter of you are writing a letter to the editor of a newspaper. Now write a letter to the editor of a newspaper on the issue of absence of a playground in your area. Now you don't have a playground in the area which you are staying. So now this is not a problem which only you are facing. All the children of your locality are facing. So it's a social issue. So here you are writing your address. Now see B5 or B5 comma the name of your building where you are this thing, no punctuation mark at the end, then the colony, no punctuation marks, where is the colony located. If you want you can even add one more line here, the road or the name of the road where they are this thing, then Pune 10. After that leave a line, then as I mentioned the date, remember the date, whatever is the date, the month, comma and the year, but there should not be a full stop at the end. If there is a full stop, you are all going to lose marks for your format. Then again leave a line, then you are going to write who is receiving this letter. Third one is the receiver. Who are you writing to? You are writing it to the editor of the newspaper. So the editor, whichever, any newspaper you can mention, because it is not mentioned specifically which newspaper. So I have just taken Times of India. Now Times of India is a national publication, its offices are located everywhere, all over India. So here you are writing it to the local publishing office there, Pune. Then you left a line again. Then what is it? The subject, regarding what matter are you writing, because the editors are very busy people, they cannot go through each and every letter trying to figure out what is the reason you are writing the letter. But if they just look at the subject and then the absence of playground in Indira Nagar, you have mentioned the colony also, because absence of playground there are. So what do you say, Pune is a cosmopolitan city, and in cities of course there is going to be what do you say, a lack of playground, but you have to mention which area. So here you have mentioned your area. Then again you left a line, dear sir, or you can even put madam, not necessary the editors of the newspapers should necessarily be a man, dear sir or madam, depending. Then again you left a line, and then you started with the writing of your letter. Now it is you want the editor to publish this letter so that the general public is also aware of it, and so somebody acts upon it, isn't it? So yeah, through your newspaper I would like to draw attention of the local authorities about the absence, about the absence of the playground in our area. So you are requesting the editor to publish this letter so that the local governing authorities, like the corporation or the person who is responsible for the welfare of your locality, they will become aware of the situation of the absence of the lack of playground in your area. Now after that, now because this is a problem not only faced by you, even by all the children of the scene, then you are writing what happens because of the lack of playground in your area. The children have no place to play. Our area is surrounded by towering buildings, as a result of which children have become couch potatoes, watching more and more television, playing video games using different electronic gadgets, lack of physical activities lead to many health issues like obesity and depression, which today's children are facing. So here you are mentioning about, what are the, problems that one faces because of the lack of exercise. You are, you are first of all staying in a cosmopolitan city, and then you have got, it's become a, cement jungle there with towering buildings. Then because of that, children do not have place to play. They all, tend to resort to sitting, become couch potatoes. Now this is a term relating to what? Because of lack of exercise, you are, all bundled up in the front room of your house, in the sitting room of your house, and then you tend to sit on the sofa, and then you tend to snack upon eating continuously and what? Watching TV. So what happens? It starts affecting your health. No exercise, you start becoming broader in shape. Okay. So and then finally you resemble a potato. So that is a couch potato. That is what it's describing. And you finally end up watching more and more TV, or you end up playing all the different types of games which are taking a fancy to everybody. And that's why this is leading to what? Health issues. It affects the health, and children start becoming fat, or children becoming depressed because they are not able to interact with the children of their age groups. Now, after that, you moved on to a new paragraph. I request the concerned authorities to seriously think over this issue and construct a central playground which could be utilized by many and could bring about a solution to this problem. So, through your paper, you want the editor to publish this so that the local authorities, when they read through their daily news, they will become aware of this problem that is faced by the children of a certain or a particular locality. So with that you are not going to inquire about his family welfare and his family beings and this and all. No, it is a very a letter where it is very business-like. You are putting forward your problem, and that is it. You have whatever you wanted to put across to the person, you have put it, and then you end your letter. You are not going to go into like how you are ending your informal letters. Then leave a line, yours faithfully. Then the person who has written this letter, he will put his name here, okay, and then if he happens to be the secretary of that society or the colony and all, he is even putting the designation there. So that is how this letter to the editor is being written. Children, this letter also has to be written into your notebooks. So this was sample 1 of your letter. Now sample 2, how you will go about writing another type of letter. This is a typical business letter. Write a letter to the bank manager requesting him to issue a new checkbook since your check leaves have been used up. Okay, so now here you are in this need of a checkbook, and then you realize that all the check leaves have been used up. So here this is a typical business letter. Now in business letter and all, you are not going to be bothered about the welfare of that person's family. To what is the issue relating to you, and how you are going to put it across to that person is how we are going to see it here. Now here as this thing, your first one is your sender's address. You are the person who is writing this. So the flat number, the building name, where is it located in that colony, where is that colony located? In the lane Kadavandra, Kochi. Now see, only here because I have used apartments in the short this thing, I put a full stop. But second line, third line, fourth line, this thing, there is no punctuation marks at the end of that sentence. Remember, if there is any punctuation mark, you lose marks in your format. Then leave a line. Then after that, you write the date when you are writing the letter. Whatever day it is, you write the day, the month, comma, then you can write the year. But there is no punctuation mark at the end of that date. Then to whom are you writing this letter? This you are writing it to the bank manager. So here you write the branch manager, whichever bank, any name of the bank you can put here, and of course the bank will be located somewhere in and around your colony. It is not going to be in another part of the world. Okay, so your Kochi, then again leave a line. And what is the subject, what is the reason that you are writing this letter? Bank managers also are not just waiting, they are sitting hands upon hands waiting for your letter. They have to do a lot of work with regard to a lot of money transactions and the daily dealings in the bank. So you write a letter, request for a new checkbook. So okay, he reads okay, this is a request for a checkbook. So he will either he will deal with your problem, or he will assign it to somebody who is in charge of the checkbook session. Then the manager of the bank could be a lady or a man. So depending, if you know who's the manager, you can straight away write just write sir or madam, or you can even address directly by the name. Again leave a line, start at the margin. I have exhausted all the leaves of my checkbook, so requesting for a new checkbook, full stop. Kindly issue a new booklet of 50 checks. All required details are furnished below. So now you cannot just simply say I need a checkbook. You have to give further information, who you are and what is the account you are holding there, the account number and all, because not anybody can just send a letter to the thing saying I want a checkbook. You have to be a account holder in that bank. So now you are saying you have already written the request for a checkbook, the reason, then you have put in here that I want a checkbook. You want a checkbook of your, because you are finished with the one that you are using. Then you are giving your details. Now there are certain details that is needed by the bank. Now what are the details? Of course now you must have seen the checks that are used by your parents, they have got even their names printed there, the account number is already printed there. So all that information has to be given. So there you are writing your name, who is the writer of the letter, who is requesting for the Subhash Verma. He is having an account, he is already an account holder of that bank, he has put his account details there. What is the type of account he is having? He is written there, current account. Then the proof of identity, he must be having to surrender some proof of identity that he is so and so person. The Aadhaar card is given, the Aadhaar number is written, the postal address. Now this is not that you can go and collect, this automatically comes. If you furnish your postal address, it will automatically be posted to you. So he is given his full address there. And in case because this is not which generally comes by ordinary post, it usually comes by registered post. So the contact number also you have mentioned here, this thing. So all general details, whatever is needed for the issuing of a new checkbook is given there. Then finally you are not going to be inquiring or just make about some sweet talk there. No, it's a business letter. Finish. You have mentioned what you are writing this thing. After that, just leave a line, write thanking you. Again leave a line. Now you are going to finally close the letter. Yours faithfully. Write the name, who's writing the letter, Subhash Verma, and here you don't have to put your designation here because it's not a business letter where some transactions are taking place. You have asked for something, so you write your full name, Subhash Verma, and you put your signature. So this is how a letter has to be written if you are requesting for a bank letter to the bank has to be written. Okay, now after this letter also has to be written into your notebooks in this format. And for practice, open to page 176 of your textbook and you will do question G as your homework. So this is how you will go about doing your formal letters. And so with this we come to the end of chapter 3, letter writing topics. Okay.